안녕히 가세요.
네, 안녕히 가세요.
I am going to get a Hanbok right now. I'm so excited. I've been wanting one for a while now, and now I'll finally have one to wear when I go see my kids on Korean Thanksgiving Chuseok. Or actually, probably Seollal. I think it's too late for Chuseok, but yeah, let's go. And that was the wrong building, so take two. So this whole street is lined with, like, there's a palace over there, and it's lined with some cool, like, traditional shops, like tea houses. Like there's a fancy tea house place over there, and they have like hanbok shops, and I think you can even do like tea ceremonies and learn like traditional stuff. But yeah, let's go inside. The pretty paper on the door. So we'll choose from these colors.
Korean traditional fabric.
Yeah.
Korean traditional colors. Korean traditional
Everything. Korea traditional.
Koe means, actually kilo means crossroad.
Crossroad. Okay.
On the cross. E means on.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
Okay.
on the crossroad. That
Oh,
means
okay.
I just designed for global person. So coming from the Giroe means from Western culture, cross over Eastern culture.
Oh, okay. Western and Eastern.
Yeah.
And it kind of works because you're at the corner down here,
Yeah.
so like yeah, two main roads that meet together.
매듭 놀이개.
놀이개.
네, 놀이개. 놀이개 means accessory.
So I just finished my fitting, my first fitting. So she basically, I guess it's not even called a fitting, she just took my measurements and I picked out the colors. So I want mine to be pink and gray, which she said gray is not traditional because it's like a sad color. Like traditional hanbok are more bright colored and festive, but I like the daily hanbok, like the muted color ones, so that's why I went with the pink and gray. And we had to pick from a bunch of different swatches because I came so late at night. The factories were already closed, so yeah, she's gonna call tomorrow and then I'll pick the final colors over text message. That's right behind me in that birdie. This is Donghwamun Gate, and then this palace is just over there. I look a bit of a mess. We painted today at school and I'm covered in paint. But look how gorgeous these trees are. They just changed. I like it. Curvy hanbok. Yay.
nose.
Ah, the nose of the sheep.
Yeah.
Cool.
Cold sleep
Oh,
on.
that's cute.
Artist.
Walk and talk, walk and talk. Hey Bokmani 받으세요. Happy New Year from Korea. It's actually the Lunar New Year, not the like international real New Year. But I thought I would make a video because it's the 1-year anniversary of a traumatizing event that happened at my Hagwon that I worked at last year. And I'm wearing my hanbok right now, if you can't see it. And it's snowing, which is like just perfect because it's Friday night and we have a 5-day weekend for Seollal now. That's the Korean word for Lunar New Year. So anyways, let's get into it and I'll tell you my story. It actually starts before I worked at the Hagwon. My friend and I wanted to get some hanbok made. So we went to this store in Incheon. Actually, no, it was in Samcheong-dong, which is near Incheon, which is like the traditional cultural area in Korea. And we found this store that had really pretty hanbok. They were like daily hanbok, which I don't know if you know the difference, but hanbok is the traditional clothes, and then a lot of people wear like a newer style, I guess, which is more, sometimes more muted colors or just more like modern looking. So I'll try to like insert some photos here for you guys to see. But basically this shop was adorable. It had this huge billboard side, like huge poster outside with a picture of a foreign girl wearing a hanbok. So we were like, oh, they must be foreigner friendly, obviously, if this girl is a foreigner like wearing a hanbok. So we go inside and started looking. I asked the lady working, do you make all these hanbok here? And she said yes. And I was like, oh cool. And I was like, well, I've been wanting to get one made, so I was wondering if you could take my measurements and then you could get one made for me. I could come back and, you know, try it on and I'd obviously pay you. And then she just looked at me and looked at my friends and she was like, no, only Korean size, which AKA means like, you're like a giant fat foreigner and we don't want your business. It was pretty much what she was saying. So that was like my first traumatizing experience with a hanbok. The next time I was actually going to be in a wedding and the bride wanted the girls to wear hanbok because it was a like mixed wedding with a Korean, I don't know why I said it like that, with a Korean husband with an American bride. So we were gonna kind of mix things up and have the men wear tuxes and the bridesmaids were going to wear hanbok. So my friend and I were both larger, like plus-sized women, I guess, and I feel really awkward filming when there's somebody. Look at this little dog. Okay, sorry. I had to stop and look at the doggy. So we went to Dongdaemun to get our hanbok made, and my friend is also, like, we're both plus size in whatever country. Like, I think we'd be considered plus size in most countries. I'm like a size 16, and my friend is probably like around my size too. Anyways, we decided to go to Dongdaemun with a large amount of cash, and they have this huge building, which I'll insert like a photo here, but there's like this huge building in the fabric market where there's like dozens and dozens of tables of ladies that just make hanbok. You pick out all the patterns and fabrics, and they make it for you. So like that's where people go when they want a hanbok made. We started walking around, and I guess we went on a Saturday, so maybe only like half of the places were open. But when we got there, we stopped like booth after booth, and like the ladies working at every table were like, no, no, no. And we were like, this is so weird. Like, we're paying money, like we're not expecting this for free. I don't understand why. Like, are they that bad at like their craftsmanship and their job that they can't like measure something and then make it a little bigger than the normal size? It was so weird. But like one lady actually like did this full like look up and down at us and was like, sorry, no big size, and did the big, like, I'm holding my camera so I can do it, but she did like the big X thing and was like, no. And my friend and I were just shocked because we had brought like a few $100s to get one made, because I mean we wanted it for the wedding, but we also just wanted one to have one too. So we were pretty shocked by that experience. And then that leads me to my next story, which was like the weirdest one of all in my opinion. Okay, sorry. I have the sniffles, it's kind of cold. The sky's clearing up though, if you can see. So it was Seollal celebration day at my school last year. Again, not the current school I work at. My current school is amazing and they would never do anything weird like this. But my old school, yeah. So this happened. Basically, like, there were probably three girls at my old work who were all like American plus size. And they had been telling us on Seollal they want us to wear hanbok at school, and the school has all the hanbok. So keep in mind, like, me and the girls who were working there, like, they had seen us with their eyes for months ahead of time. And maybe a couple weeks leading up to it, I said, are you sure that you have hanbok that fit us? Because obviously we're not Korean size, we're going to need an extended size version. And they were all like, yeah, they'll fit you for sure. Like, hanbok are really big and everyone can wear one, and like we've had foreigners here before that wore them. So we were like, are you sure you don't want us to just like try them on to see if they fit, so we can, like, if you really want us to wear one, then you can at least rent one for the day, like if they don't fit? And they're like, no, it's fine. And then one of the girls ended up like bringing her friend's hanbok, so she had that one. And then me and this other girl came in early to get our hanbok on. And we get there and it is literally like my arms couldn't even like go in the holes. They were so small. But they were like, really? That's so weird because these are so big. And we're like, yeah, because Korean women are tiny and have like really narrow shoulders. Like, we're foreigners, we have like big broad shoulders. Like, I finally got it on, but like still putting it over, like tying it around my boobs would have been like way too tight. Then we were just like, okay, well, I guess they don't fit, so we're not wearing one. So we just started going about our day doing the activities with the kids. And then one of the administrators from the school came up to me and she was like, why aren't you wearing a hanbok? And I was like, I tried them on and they don't fit. Like, we told you in advance, why don't you check and make sure they fit? And she's like, really? Like, why don't you try again? And I was like, okay. So we went there. I'll put a picture in here of what happened. Like, it was like I was the Hulk or something, like trying to get in the jacket. So then they were like, okay, well, the 원장님, which it means like principal or manager, the 원장님 thinks that you're not being enthusiastic about celebrating the holiday with the kids because you're not wearing one. And I was like, really? Because I thought enthusiastic was me planning ahead and asking several times about one that fit me, and you said it would be fine. You didn't tell me anything about like trying it on or anything, so I figured you didn't care that much about me wearing one if you didn't even want to plan ahead to find one that fit me. So then she just kind of like shook her head, and I went back to class, and then she came up to me like 15 minutes later and was like, yes, could you just wear a men's one for the rest of the day? Which the men's ones look totally different than the women's one, and it's like embarrassing and rude to like make somebody wear. I mean, first of all, places of work, unless it's like a uniform where you know in advance that you have to wear a uniform, like they shouldn't be able to make you to wear anything that you don't want to wear. But like then telling me that I had to wear the men's one because I was too fat for the normal one, like the women's one, I was like, this is crazy. I put my foot down and I was like, no, I'm not going to wear that. Like, I'm a woman. And then I was like, imagine if you went to Oktoberfest and what's the women's one called? I forgot. Dirndl. I'm still probably saying that wrong. Anyways, I was like, imagine if they were like, sorry, we fresh out of dirndls. You have to wear lederhosen with little suspenders and shorts and men's clothes. And you would obviously like be offended, right? Like I told her that. And she was just like, yes, I would be. And I was like, well, how do you imagine I feel? Like I feel so uncomfortable already that I don't fit in to the stuff, because it's like embarrassing and rude to be told that you have to wear something, and then on top of that you want me to wear men's clothes. Like that's so rude. And yeah, it ended up being like this annoying thing and this big deal. They literally forced me, like I said no, they literally like forced this like men's Hanbok vest on me for the kids to take a picture, and I so wish I had that picture to show you now. But yeah, it's definitely a fake smile. But with all that experience said, and that horrible experience, I actually went to the expat fair at COEX last year, and I met these really nice Australian Gyokbo kids, or they're not kids, they're like in their 20s, so they're kids to me. And their mom runs a Hanbok shop here in Korea, and she's actually a designer, Hanbok, or a Hanbok designer, like a designer label, I guess I should say. And all of her Hanbok are really nice, and I'm gonna put her Instagram and stuff information below. But basically I told them my stories about like my traumatic experiences with Hanbok, and they said, our mom, like, she speaks English and she lived in Australia for a few years, and she's totally like not gonna be like that. Like she will actually design one meant for your body, and she'll do exactly what you want. So I was like, this is awesome. So, you know, like I left Korea for the summer, and then I came back this fall, and I contacted her and I went to her shop, and this is it. And I love it, and she did the exact colors that I want, and she did it like a daily Hanbok, so it's not so long, and she like cinched the waist in. I don't know if you can see. She cinched the waist in so it doesn't make me look pregnant like a lot of them do. So yeah, I'm gonna put all the information for her shop in the description box here, and then I hope you watch I don't know if I'll make 2 videos or if I'll put it after this story, but I hope you watch till the end to see how I got it made, and her shop is really beautiful. So okay, thanks for listening. I feel like I was kind of like going on and on with my talking. I'm distracted. It is a little cold out. I'm gonna put my coat back on, but I wanted to film in my Hanbok because it's so cute. Okay.